Hey guys! Today we're going to talk about the only thing that you need to do to be more productive. Now, so many people have so much stress and frustration and guilt around this idea that they're not productive enough. They didn't get enough done. They're behind. They need to get their shit together. And they think the solution is a better time management system, or more discipline, or maybe just deleting some of the apps off of their phone. You don't need to do any of those things. I'm going to tell you the one and only thing that you need to do to be more productive. And I guarantee it's something that you're not doing right now and it's probably not even occurred to you to do. Here's what it is. Every day, all day long, you need to give yourself credit for the things that you are already doing. You need to literally go in there and celebrate every little thing that you are getting done. Let me give you an example of what this could look like. This is literally what I do every day. Every time I cross something off my list and I get something done, I take a few seconds and I ask myself, how unhappy would I be if I hadn't gotten this thing done? Okay, now I'm going to be equally happy that I did get it done. And think about how this plays out. So if you respond to some emails, you can think about, what if I didn't respond? What if this became like those emails that are languishing at the bottom of my inbox and I'm feeling guilty and I'm feeling bad about it? I avoided that whole situation. I responded to them right away. Awesome. Or this was me this morning. I was folding laundry and I was super grumpy. I was like, oh, I'm wasting time. This is so annoying. I should be doing work. This takes so long. Not helpful. So I asked myself, how would I feel if this didn't get done? Right? If I came to bed and there was just crumpled laundry all over my bed and everything got wrinkled and things weren't put away neatly. I would be so annoyed. I'd be like, oh, why don't I get this done? Why am I not on top of things? And that's the situation I'm avoiding. I'm getting it done right now. I'm having a clean place for me to sleep tonight. This is literally me being on top of it right now. And the reason that we have to do this consciously and deliberately, a couple things. First, your brain has constructed a definition of what real work is. What kind of work counts towards your daily productivity quota and what doesn't. And I'll bet that definition is really, really narrow. For a lot of people, it's only stuff that relates to your job and often only things that you do in like deep stretches of time, right? 2 hours, 3 hours of like, that's productive work time. And you're not counting all the other things you're getting done in your personal life and also just those quick flashes of insight that you might be having while you walk your dog or while you take a shower. Your brain is always at work. It's getting a lot of stuff done, but you don't notice it because your definition of productivity is so narrow. And so going through all day long and celebrating and noticing will help you expand your definition of what counts and what real work is, so you can start to realize you're already really productive now. Here's a second reason you have to go in and do this deliberately. You have to actually build this into your routine. That's why I anchored it to something I do, which is cross things off my list. And I was like, great, every time I cross it off, I'm going to take a few seconds and ask myself these questions. The reason you have to do this deliberately is your automatic brain focuses on problems. Once something is solved, your brain just doesn't think about it, right? Your automatic brain will put it in the background and it'll go to the next problem that it needs to solve. And that's fine. Your automatic brain is just trying to be helpful to you. But if you only listen to it 100% of the time and you never question the story that it's giving you, you will have a life that's full of problems and full of stuff not being enough and not being done, because those are the only things that you are thinking about. And so it's okay that that's what your automatic brain does, but you have to deliberately go in and appreciate your progress and appreciate what you are getting done, because your brain is not going to do that automatically for you. Now, here's the number one complaint I get from clients when I tell them to do this work. They tell me, it feels weird. it feels fake. This doesn't feel natural to think this way. And let me tell you right now, that's not a problem. Of course it feels weird. Of course it feels unnatural. You are not in the habit of thinking this way. And that's the only reason. It's not that it's actually weird or actually unnatural. It's just as if I asked you to start writing with your other hand. Or if I told you, hey, you always take your shoes off before you come into the house, but today I want you to walk around with your shoes on. It's gonna feel weird because it's not habitual. Because you haven't gotten into the habit of doing this and you've practiced thinking in a totally different way. Don't worry about it feeling weird. It's not a problem. All you need to do is keep going. Give yourself 100 reps, 100 things for you to appreciate and celebrate that you got done over the course of several days. And trust me, it's going to feel a lot more natural by the time you get to the end. Now, here's why it's so important to appreciate and celebrate every little thing that you are doing all day long. We're going to use a self-coaching model to break this down. The circumstance, or the neutral, boring facts of the situation, is what you got done. It doesn't mean anything. There's no meaning inherently in there. It's just what you got done. It's a fact. And right now, you're looking at that fact, and you're having the thought, the interpretation, I'm not productive. I didn't get enough done today. And when you think that, you feel bad. Of course you do. You probably feel inadequate or stressed or frustrated or guilty. And when you're feeling that way, you're going to do less. Nobody wants to do work while they're feeling bad. So what you do is you create an emotional hole that you need to get out of in order to even do good work. And when you do that to yourself, you make yourself unproductive. It's not happening to you. It's something you're creating for yourself through your interpretation of the circumstance. And so if you want to be more productive, you have to get in the habit of looking at that same circumstance and interpreting it differently. Of being able to have the thought, I'm so productive. I'm getting so much done. I'm so on top of it. Because when you believe that, you feel good. You feel proud and accomplished and in control. And when you feel that way, it's so easy. It's so easy to get things done, and it's so easy to do more. And that's how you make yourself into a productive person. So you don't need a time management system. You don't need more discipline. The only thing that you need to do is build your belief that you are a productive person, which means you just need to practice, get in the habit of interpreting your circumstance in a different way. And I've given you a super concrete, super tactical way that you can do that and get lots of reps in. Because your problem is not that you're unproductive. Your problem is that your accounting of your own productivity is not good. It's not giving you enough credit. It's not making you feel good, and it's making it hard to get stuff done. So if you solve that problem, it's so easy to get things done and handle anything that your life is going to throw at you. So if you want to do more of this work, if you want to uncover more sneaky definitions and unhelpful assumptions that your brain has constructed without even telling you, and if you want to learn how to actually change those assumptions, actually move over from the red to the green and feel better and get different results, come talk to me. You can click the link and book a coaching consult.